Hello and welcome to the Harmony SMP. My name is Weird and Bearded, and today we are here on top of Queen's middle base, which has seen some changes, and is also going to see some changes later in today's episode. We're going to do a little bit of prankage, but I just wanted to show this is our communal area. This is where we've been starting on this Mushroom Island, but we do have big plans for this Mushroom Island. As well as our communal area, we're going to be splitting it into 7 different zones, all of which are going to be something different, including this one, which I terraformed during a recent live stream, turned it all into grass. The plan is to have each area be a different ground block. And this is going to be our Easter district. So we're going to be working on this for the next couple of weeks. We'll be returning to the iron farm later. And I want to get started. I want to get a build going. So we're not going to be starting with an Easter egg. We're not going to be starting with an Easter bunny. I want to build a picnic basket. I have no real plans for it. I know it's going to go here, and I have an idea of what I want it to look like. But I'm building without a schematic, which is scary for me. So I think I am going to get on with things. Now, normally when I'm doing a build like this, I'll be filming a schematic. I might even have made it from a 3D model, but for this one, I was very much going with the flow. I already had an idea for how I wanted the weave to look. But as you could tell, I didn't even know what size I wanted this to be. I very much made it up as I went along. I used an online app for generating the cone just for the corners. But this was very much a case of figuring it all out as I went along. And it didn't go too badly. There was a slight issue in the middle because I've been having a lot of internet issues recently, which is why there's a bit of a cut in this time lapse. But hopefully those issues have now been fixed. We actually had an engineer around. We had some corroded wires. Maybe I'm not going to have internet issues anymore. It's been going on for months. And this is the finished basket. I really like the handles. I think the handles really add something. But as I said, with those aforementioned internet issues, I actually don't have that much time left. The video goes live tomorrow. I've got plans this evening and plans tomorrow morning. So I do not have long to get this all finished up. And as you can see, we still need to add a bottom to the basket. I still need to fill the basket. We've got stuff to go in here. There's some quite complicated redstone to be put in. And we've still got to do stuff around Queen's base. Oh, I also need to fall off the basket. That's very important. So I am going to spend some time collecting resources. Everything is designed and ready to go. I just need to collect the stuff. So I'm going to spend a couple of hours doing that, and then I think we'll get the basket done first. Well, it has been nearly 8 hours, about 7 hours and 45 minutes since I recorded that last clip, and I have just finished gathering all of the resources. I cannot wait to have a load of farms up and running. It's going to reduce that time to less than an hour with the sort of farms that I like to build. But it is all now connected. I actually have to go out in about 20 minutes, so I'm not going to have time to do anything right now. And then when I get back, I'm going to have 4 or 5 hours to get everything done. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. I imagine today's episode is going to be a bit shorter than normal. But in the meantime, we've got an empty basket. It doesn't even have a bottom to it. Let's get that basket filled. So here it is. We now have eggs in the basket. I fell off again. I keep falling off of this basket. But we have some eggs in the basket now. I am quite happy with how this looks. We could probably a bit more eggs in, but it's fine. But for now, as I said, there is going to be some redstone involved in this. So I'm going to sleep because it's about to be nighttime. Then I'll go grab the redstone resources. And then let's add some redstone. Right, let's do this. So what we need to do, we need to get rid of this block here, where we are going to be placing a dropper. And then we put a button above it. That's it. I may have lied when I said that this was going to be complicated, but I'm going to get the other three in, and we'll get some signs in place, and then I will explain what this is all about. So here's the plan. We are going to be having an Easter egg hunt on the server in a few weeks' time, but we are not just going to be hiding individual blocks or mob heads, as is normally the case. We're going to be building big Easter eggs somewhere around the server, and we're going to be writing clues to them. So we are going to be hiding 3 each. Once I've hidden my 3 and I've written up the clues, I'm going to come along and put them into the dropper. And then when I'm ready to search for the eggs, once we've confirmed that everybody's hidden all of their eggs, I will come along and I will press the button once for top, once for queen, and once for obsidian. And then I can go off and search for the 3 eggs. And we're going to have presents hidden in the eggs as well. It's all going to be lovely. I've already started generating some ideas of where I'm going to hide them, what the clues are going to be. It should be a lot of fun. But that, for now, is the basket finished. I do intend to do more in the Easter District for next week's episode, though I'll be honest, I don't know what yet. So do give ideas down in the comments. But for the rest of today's episode, this is Queen's Base. We've seen Queen's Base before, and it is looking lovely. The decorations around here are just amazing. It's a bit weird that they don't go around the back. Well, they go up the side a little bit, but then you get to the back and it's bare. Also, I do find it quite fun to just jump around on them. It's just, there's a lot of jumping when I'm just hanging out here. You can just jump between them. It's very nice. So we're going to be adding some stuff, and at this point, I do need to say, if you're on the server, any of the other Harmony members, just stop watching this video now. You can go off and do your own thing, because you know we're going to be coming here in my Sunday live stream. So we're just going to wait for them all to leave, and yes, that does include you, Top. Well, hopefully by now they've gone. So the plan is to build a parkour course going all the way around the build right up to the roof. And it's going to be related to the Easter eggs, because obviously we're going to need a lot of coloured wool. And we don't have a sheep farm. What I have at the moment is some shepherds back at my base. So yeah, we can get most of the colours of wool. I've still got a couple to collect, but it takes a long time. So at the top of the base, we are going to have 3 shulker boxes full of wool. But until then, I need to get this parkour course built, so I think it's time for one more time lapse. this has gone super well. I'm really happy with it, especially in this area where it's still around the place that Queen decorated herself. I think it fits in really well. Round the back, I could probably have done more stuff in the ground, but also I kind of want to allow Queen to change things herself so she can add anything else that she wants to add. There's a little cowshed. Tried to make it in the same style, so we got the red mushroom there and the brown mushroom there. I don't know what she's going to do with it, but I wanted it. So hopefully she keeps it. And then round the back, we've got our little bamboo area. We've got a big mushroom. I really like how this mushroom looks. A bit of it fell off. But apart from that, I'm really happy with that. And then most of the rest of it is up above, just adding more stuff to the sides and things like that. This has gone really well. Let's have a look at the route that they need to take. I'm not going to try to do this myself. It is very difficult. I have done it myself already today. I've checked the route, made sure everything is possible. So they're going to start here, jump onto the log, then onto this little bush, onto the bamboo, and then onto the mushroom. From the mushroom, they'll jump onto the brown mushroom, over to this tree, and then bounce off the slime block onto this tree, landing around here. They need to then jump over to this tree, onto this mushroom, and back. Like reusing things. From there, they're going to jump over to this mushroom, and then back onto this tree. Then they can go onto this mushroom, up, back onto this tree, across to this one. Then they need to jump to the red mushroom and back so that they can land on top. And then over onto the windowsill and onto the roof where they have their first checkpoint. So they can open the trap door and the water will flow down and get caught by these pressure plates. From there they have to jump across the bamboo onto this brown mushroom, then onto the trees, doubling back so that they can have access to the red mushroom, across to this brown mushroom, then over onto this tree from which they can get onto the windowsill and onto the giant mushroom. Then they jump from here onto the top of the window, and then they can bounce across these two mushrooms onto the balcony where there is their second checkpoint. Then they have to climb some vines, so they're going to climb this vine and then drop down onto the top of this window, where they can then jump across to the stem of this mushroom stalk. I don't know, mushroom terms. Then they can jump on top of the moose chew sign, run across, jump over to this vine, from where they can fall onto the windowsill. And then they can jump onto this red mushroom. Now, they can jump onto this red mushroom. It is a very difficult jump. And if they fail, they'll likely end up on this brown stalk. So I've extended this vine a bit, so that they can jump from the stalk as well, because having to repeat all of that would just be mean. Then they think they get to the top, but they can't quite make it through the gap. They've actually got to go onto this windowsill. And we end with a bit of a tricky jump. They've got to jump out and then back in to land down here. Then they can jump onto these vines, climb up to the top, get onto the roof, and claim their prize. So that is it, and that is all I have time for today. So if you like the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and remember, put down in the comments what else should I be doing in the Eastern District. But for now, my name is Weird and Bearded, and I will see you all next time.